Hey everyone, welcome to I Am the Sky. I'm Skylar, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit just about some thoughts and things that I've been having and some things that have been going on. Hopefully to give you an idea of what I've got in mind for the next several months and kind of where the channel is going here in the future. So, as you know, I have been kind of off the radar a little bit. There's been a lot going on. I was selected to start a brand new awesome job, which I have to move to an entirely different state for. Originally, I was going to be moving to that new job during the first week of December. However, there's been a delay in that start, and now I'm not going to be moving for that job until the middle of January. So that means I'm going to be here where I am regularly for the next month and a half or so. So I'm going to have time to stream, to make content and everything, because right now it's pretty much just a waiting game. Obviously, we've got Christmas and New Year's and some other holidays coming up, and I'm going to be doing things for those, but for the most part, it's going to be business as usual. So along with that, we have the launch of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker here coming up in the next week or so, and I'm going to be in a stable place for that. I have officially gotten caught up on the main story quest for that, and I plan on both streaming and making content for that as we move into this new expansion, and just getting hyped and excited about Final Fantasy XIV. Steph, my wife, is going to be playing with me, so it should all around be pretty awesome. So I wanted to share that and get that kind of out of the way. That means this whole transition and shift in the what's going to happen stuff is not going to come until the middle of January. So we got a little ways until then. Okay, so with that out of the way, the main thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about here is I've kind of made an observation over the course of working on this channel and thinking about working on this channel during the time period where I was busy with everything else that was going on. And, what you got to understand is even when I'm not posting or live streaming here, I'm still thinking about it. It's not like I've forgotten about it and just like disappeared. I'm still, constantly thinking about it. Well, do I want to do this? What do I want to do? Etc. And I've made an observation over the past 2 months or so since the channel started, and I think it's an important one. And I want to see what you guys think and get your opinion on it. So please let me know in the comment section or let me know on Discord what that is. So there's been kind of two big observations. The first one is I started this channel with Ko-fi as a sort of place for people to be able to support the channel if they wanted to. And I broke down memberships and all this kind of stuff. And my goal with the channel was to create a community of people who could hang out and talk about nerdy stuff. And I feel like I got a lot of that right conceptually. But then right out the gate, I immediately kind of created like a tier system for members of the community by ascribing these membership perks to different people depending on whether or not they were monetarily supporting the channel. And looking back at it now, I'm like, I don't feel that was like an evil thing to do or anything, but I don't think that it was the right move. Okay, I don't think it was the right move. I feel like instead of you guys having to come and approach the channel and put in your guild application to see if it's okay for you to raid with us, I want more of that pug pickup group, party finder sort of situation where there's no barrier. You hit queue up and we bring you in and we see what happens. Like, you could be awesome, you could be terrible. We could love you, we could hate you. But either way, I feel like the barrier to entry to participating in anything that's going on the channel should not be barred off in any way by any sort of monetary thing. So with that being said, my intention is just to roll back to roll back Ko-fi and basically just say, if you want to support the channel, cool, you can. There's no perks or anything. It's there if you want to support what we're doing, which as of late hasn't been much, so I don't blame you if you're not. But in the future, as things settle down, especially, I got to emphasize this again, my new job is 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Like, the consistency is real. Okay, so it'll be the first time in years that I've had a schedule with that sort of consistency where I could support creating things for a channel on a regular basis. not just live streams, but actual video content and stuff as well. It's been a kind of a struggle the past 2 years or so to have that sort of environment. So to have that back, any of you guys who were here when I was making content on my previous channel for Battle for Azeroth know that outside of the fact that, I stopped really enjoying WoW towards the second half, content creation was not a problem for me. It has become a problem both because of my schedule and the shift that I work. I'm exhausted and tired all the time. So going to this new job, I gotta emphasize, is going to be a huge and drastic change. So I want to make sure that there's no barrier to entry for that. And if you want to support the channel once things do get ramped up, then you can just do that, because that I'm going to reinvest that stuff, that supports back into the channel, whether it's through upgrades, events, or, funds to check out new games and things that I normally wouldn't be able to. So that's the first kind of observation. The second one, I think, is maybe a little more important. And it's that I have found that if you think about, everything that was going on with World of Warcraft, the main problem there was that I didn't enjoy the game. I didn't enjoy the game, and because I didn't enjoy the game, I didn't want to put the time and the effort into making these, larger guides and videos and things of that nature. And so what did I do to try to keep the channel going? Well, I kind of went to the lowest effort sort of thing that I could do, which generally speaking is live streaming. And I was kind of using live streaming to pull the channel along and extend its lifespan, because I knew that the more effort I had to put in creating content for this game that I didn't like, the faster I was going to end up really hating it and just not being able to do anything. So when I decided that I was going to drop the previous channel and move over to this channel, I was already in that mindset of wanting to do live streams and community, and I was kind of focused on the things that I enjoyed about the times that I did live stream on the other channel, interacting with you guys, getting the opportunity to talk to you guys and to react live and do things in the game based on what you guys wanted. That was all cool stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't think that I am a prolific and overly entertaining live streamer. I do like to live stream. I think I can hold an audience, especially when I'm into what I'm doing. So I don't think I'm terrible at live streaming, but I think that ultimately what I'm good at and what does give me joy in the appropriate circumstances is creating guide content and videos that are not live streamed, videos that aren't necessarily super heavily edited, like I could have edited this one. Not videos that are super edited or anything like that, but just ones that are thought out, planned out, have a purpose. And it's not just me hitting go live and doing whatever the hell. I thought of an analogy to kind of compare this to, and to me, it's like hitting that go live button is like hitting the drive-through lane at a fast food restaurant, right? It's easy. You can do it. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it. You pull your car up and you go, I'll take a number one with a Coke, right? And you've got what you need. You have accomplished your goal. You were hungry. You fed yourself. Move on with your life, right? Creating these guides or videos that have a purpose and have a goal from A to B to C to D or whatever, and may or may not have editing and all that kind of stuff, but mainly just ones that have a plan and a purpose and an objective, and accomplish something in some way that, generally speaking, is going to inform or help the viewer, to me is a lot like going home and instead of getting that, fast food burger from McDonald's or whatever, it's going home and making your own burger exactly the way you like it, on like a fresh made bun. You've got your beef with, whatever kind of spices you want in there. Or maybe you want a chicken burger, a turkey burger. Maybe you want a, fake meat burger, Impossible Burger. What's up? any of that kind of stuff, all your favorite toppings, and it's just perfect. It's just the way that you like it, and you took the time and effort to make it. And when you sit down to eat it, you don't just inhale it like you do something from McDonald's, because it is what it is. I've had these so many times. Like, it's not like they taste great. They're just there and they're good enough. You sit down and you take that first bite and you're like, man, this was good. And you feel a sense of like just pride and accomplishment in the fact that you made something delicious and tasty for yourself to eat. And to me, that's kind of the difference between just doing live stream content and trying to tackle everything in there versus making an actual video with purpose. And a great example of that on this channel is I made a specific video for Cookie Run Kingdom, where I showcased the game and talked about it and everything. That was not like heavily edited. It wasn't really a guide, but it had a purpose. I wanted to share my excitement about a game that I was playing, introduce you to a lot of the features, and hope that maybe you would be interested in the game and come and play with me. So that video had a purpose, and it was about that game. On the other hand, I did a live stream where I went over like every mobile game that I was playing and to some degree and kind of showed off some of the things for each of the different ones and went through, and it was a pretty long live stream. And it's not that that live stream wasn't informative. It's not that I didn't cover anything, but it was the equivalent of just being like, look, I'm just going to sit down and bang this out because, to sit down and make an individual video on each one of these and plan it out and talk about each one in depth and get a thumbnail for each one instead of just a live stream, and to do the keywords and the titles. And, it's just way more work. Even if I took the exact content that I put in that live stream and instead of one long live stream made it into several different videos, it would still be exponentially more work based on the fact that the descriptions, the tags, the thumbnail, the titles, all that stuff has to be made for every single one. And that's a good example of that, making the burger at home versus driving through the fast food window. The fast food window, the live stream dump, is a lot easier than creating that one video and making that thumbnail that I think is going to appeal to you guys, putting that title out there, and really dedicating the time, the effort, and the focus to that particular topic that it deserves, honestly, that it deserves. And in a way, you can expand this metaphor that I'm using here, or simile, whatever it is. And you could say, like, imagine that you've got a couple friends coming over to the house, and you guys are, hey, what are we going to eat? And you say, oh, I can go get us Taco Bell. And you go, you get Taco Bell, you bring it back. Everybody chows down because it's Taco Bell. And it is what it is, right? Everybody's fed. Mission accomplished. Go about your business. Okay? But the difference between that and your friend showing up and you've sat down and you've made a bunch of like ribs and corn on the cob and biscuits or whatever, or, you've made an awesome like stir fry or pot roast or, something like that, like something you took the time into that they eat a bite and they're like, whoa, this is awesome. And you're like, I made that. I did that. Those ingredients are mine. I chose the flavor profile and everything. Like, I cooked it the way, I wanted it to be cooked, all that stuff. I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you enjoy it. Again, there's just a greater sense of accomplishment and pride in doing that. So what am I getting at with all this stuff that I've been rambling on about forever and ever? Well, I think that generally speaking, I need to, if I want to continue doing this YouTube stuff in general, I need to take the time to make the meal at home. I need to take the time, I need to put in the effort to make videos that matter to me, to make videos that are focused, do have that effort. It really does sort of like give me a little anxiety, a little apprehension, thinking about, oh man, I could pump up like 8 videos this week, but that's 8 titles, 8 thumbnails. And like, that's where I get the sort of like overwhelming feeling from, is from that stuff, as opposed to just making the content. Making the content is just making the content. And for whatever reason, for me, that's pretty easy. But all that being said, I think that's what I need to do in order to be proud of what I'm doing. here on the channel. And that's not to say that there won't be any live streams or that we won't do any community events, but I just don't think that live streams or community events are going to be the thing that sustains me over time in doing things on this channel and making content for this channel. You know, as much as I could eat Taco Bell every day, at some point I'm like, I need to change things up, or I need to, I need some kind of different food, or man, I really just want a home cooked meal. And, there's more nutrients and things in those home cooked meals. And I feel like they're going to sustain me better. They're going to sustain the channel better. And I've got some great opportunities for that here coming up in the future, both with the release of Endwalker for Final Fantasy XIV is going to be a great opportunity to put out some of those structured, focused, guides with purpose, whether it's for classes, whether it's for types of content, etc. Cookie Run Kingdom is still a game that I freaking love playing, and content updates for that are going to be a place where I can make some videos. There are several new games coming out in the future. There are several games I'm going to be playing with Steph once I go to New York that I could do showcases and guides and stuff for. There's just, in general, there's a lot coming up that I can do content for. And even in some cases, I think what I was doing on Pixel Pathfinder, even though it was essentially just a Let's Play, it was still a recorded video with purpose, not a live stream. And I did my best to record those and be myself, have fun, and try to entertain when I was making those. So even those are a good possibility. So overall, these are the thoughts that I've been having as far as the channel goes. I have kind of felt a little bit like a failure to a degree when it comes to this channel, because I moved over here. We had a couple of good videos, and then I kind of just went into the life got crazy, and I defaulted right back to the live streams as maintenance mode, live streams as drag the channel out, and I don't feel like you guys deserved that, and I don't feel like I deserved that either. I feel like we all deserve better than that from me. I deserve better than that from myself. And so I really want to take the time and try and just kind of get back to my roots, man. My roots were just those original class guides on YouTube, where I literally just sat down and I made a video, I made a guide with purpose, edited out the times where I paused for too long or messed something up, and then just put it on YouTube. And it was helpful and useful to people, and that was good. I took a lot of pride in doing that. I took a lot of pride in all my guide videos that I put out. And I'm not saying every video has to be a guide. I'm actually very proud of the stuff that I did over on Pixel Pathfinder, even though it was just a Let's Play. I feel like I did a pretty good job at that. And there were some heavily edited videos on there. My top 21 most anticipated games of 2021 video series was pretty heavily edited, and I took a lot of pride in that. And I started to realize that even though it takes more work and it takes more effort to make those kinds of videos, and even though there's a dread that hangs over me about mostly the YouTube side of things when it comes to that, not necessarily the editing and everything, but just thumbnails, posts, titles, all that stuff, at the end of the day, taking the time to make those is going to be more satisfying and more rewarding to me, I think, than just hitting live stream and go. I am still really looking forward to checking out Altair whenever that platform launches, and I do want to kind of focus really heavily on streaming on that platform when it comes out. And I will do some live streams here on YouTube still, especially for the launch of Final Fantasy Endwalker. Maybe not launch day, but when I get to play, when the expansion is out, I think it would make sense to do some live streams for that. But that being said, I think that, Altair is going to be the place to be for live streams eventually, if it doesn't suck. I'm going to be focusing on more structured, focused videos in the future. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like this idea? Do you think that I'm, right on the money? You think I'm reading too much into things? I would love to hear your opinion. I do tend to think about things quite a lot, and I feel like I've turned this one around in my head for quite a while now, and I think I got a pretty good handle on it. But I always am looking to see if there's some outside opinions that maybe could enlighten me or broaden my perspective. So if you have those, let me know. If you're still here hanging out on the channel waiting for me to make some content, it'll be here. It'll be here. Sorry for the lull, and I hope you guys are having a very, very good end of the year. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrated that, and happy holidays going forward in the future. All right, you guys, appreciate you tuning in to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next video. Did I just do my old channel thing? That's okay, right? That's okay. I'll catch you on the next video.